Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Loft. How many of you are here seeing a show for the very first time? A couple folks, excellent. I think I've seen you before, I swear I have. Welcome. Welcome all of you. It's great to see you all come out for a show tonight. We're really excited. We have an outstanding artist that I think we're all going to be really excited to see come to the stage in a few minutes. But before that, I have a couple things that I want to go over. I'm Bob. I'm one of the co-founders of Hermit Woods Winery. And if we could just give a round of applause to Ashley and the team down in the kitchen for bringing their food up, and thank you. We couldn't do it without them. And how about Wayne in the back of the room? He's doing our sound tonight. He set up the stage for everybody. Thank you, Wayne. We certainly couldn't do it without him. So I usually start the show with a little bit of background. I'm going to keep it short tonight. This whole business started 15 years ago with a hobby gone wildly out of control. Myself and three friends were producing so much alcohol in our basements, we were producing more than the government likes you to make in your basement without a license. So that turned into a hobby business, which started in my master bedroom and grew from there. We were operating out of my home for 3 years until we sort of burst at the seams and found our way here to Meredith, and we've been growing the business here ever since. It was around 2017 that I realized the space that we had. It was a gold mine up here. We didn't know it. It was a tired law office when we first discovered the space, or when we bought the building. And we used it for storage and to play ping pong and things like that. But we wanted to make good use of the space. And when I realized that the ceilings could go up to 14 feet, that's when the light bulb went off. And I had remembered having an opportunity to see a show at Pittman's Freight Room about 15 years ago, and Jonathan Lorenz was putting on a series called the Listening Room, and he had it at 3 different venues in New Hampshire, and I got to hear music like I never heard music before in a listening room environment. And it was a great opportunity for both me to appreciate the artists that were on stage, but even more importantly, for the artists to be able to appreciate the audience in a way they can't otherwise in different types of settings. So that inspired me. When I saw this space, I called up John Lorenz and I said, "Can you help me transform this space into what you see today?" And with John and a whole bunch of other people over the next 5 years or so, we did just that. We transformed it into what we now call the Loft. And we've been putting shows on here since May of 2022. I think we've had something like 160 shows on the stage. And if you folks will keep coming out to see these shows and enjoy the music with me, I will put shows on this stage for the rest of my life, which I'm hoping is a really long time. So I hope you'll keep coming out. So thank you. So a couple things coming up. We have some great shows. If you want to learn about all of the shows coming up here, hermitwoods.com/music, and you can learn about all the shows. We have shows booked all the way till the end of December. Coming up next week, we have Mostly Bones, which I think there are 3, maybe 4 trombone players and several backing artists, a bass player, and I forget all the different instruments, but they're bringing up a really interesting jazz sound out of Boston. Mostly Bones. That's next Thursday, and then on the 26th, Katie will be back with the Songwriter Roundup, which happens on the last Wednesday of every month, except this month. It's going to be on Thursday. We're trying to throw a curveball at you. Sorry. We had a competing events that both Katie and the winery are going to be involved in happening on that Wednesday, so we decided to move the show to Thursday. But that will be the last time that ever happens, I promise. Last Wednesday of every month, Katie Dobbins will be bringing the... she's looking at me like, oh no, don't say that. Anyway, she brings an excellent show. She invites artists from all over the country, actually, to come and join her on stage, tell the stories of their music, and perform their songs for us. It's a music in the round. It's a Nashville-style performance, And it's different and special every time. There's always a new and fresh vibe coming off the stage. So if you can make that last Wednesday, except for June, last Thursday of the month on June 26th. And then on July 3rd, we have Ian Campbell Band. They're going to be bringing a really fresh variety of acoustic folk, guitar-driven rock and roll, roots rock and roll. So it's kind of an interesting show. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I haven't seen their performance, but I've seen their stuff online, and it's going to be a good show. That's enough of that. You can go online to see the rest of the shows. This is a listening room, so if you have your phone with you, if you wouldn't mind taking it out and making sure your ringer's off so we don't have any calls from our relatives while we're enjoying the show. And it is asked of you that you please remain quiet during the performance. But of course, at the end of every song, cheer as loud as you like. So the artists, you just being here tonight, you've supported the artists on stage, and that is much appreciated. But if you'd like to support the artists further, it would be also much appreciated, and there's several ways that you can do so. We have some merch on the merch table over there. If you'd like to bring any merch home with you, that is a way to support the artists. And for those of you who are a little old-fashioned like myself, we have an old-fashioned tip bucket. If you'd like to put some cash, cold hard cash in the bucket, that would be accepted as well. And then on your table, for more modern folks, would be a QR code that takes you to a Venmo page where you can offer a digital tip. So, but again, please know that your being here tonight is all the support we really need to keep this thing going and make this happen. So thank you for coming out. And I think I've covered it. So without further ado, let's bring Katie Dobbins to the stage to start the show. Welcome, Katie.
Hi. How's everyone doing? I know you were just told it's a listening room show. You weren't expecting to talk, but I just wanted to say hello. Thank you so much, Bob. Can you guys give Bob Manley another round of applause? Bob is really responsible for championing the music series that they do here at Hermit Woods, and it's really, really awesome to have a venue like this supporting live local music, and I'm so grateful. So thank you, Bob, and thank you all for supporting and coming out. I'm gonna kick us off with a few songs before I invite our featured artist on stage to join me tonight. This first song is just a song about gratitude, so hope that everybody can touch a little bit of gratefulness for the things in your life tonight. You shine like the northern lights. Your colors radiate in the night, and I am grateful. I am grateful. Have you seen the northern lights? Anybody? I know, another participation, I'm sorry. A few of you. I never have. I just wrote this song about them. But I'm hoping if I sing it enough, they'll let me see them someday. Where there is sorrow, you bring the hope. Where there is worry, you bring the peace. When I am weary, you bring the strength. And I am grateful, yes, I am grateful. 'Cause you shine like the northern lights. Your colors radiate in the night. And I am grateful, I am grateful. You're a rare kind. Where there is shame, you bring the grace. When I feel broken, will you say I'm whole? When I can't take it, will you say have faith? And I am grateful, yes, I am grateful. 'Cause you shine like the northern lights. Your colors radiate in the night. And I am grateful, I am grateful. You're a rare kind. Pink and green and blue and gold rush into my world. Color outside the lines I've known and overwhelm my soul. Pink and green and blue and gold rush into my world. Color outside the lines I've known and overwhelm my soul. Yeah, you shine like the northern lights. Your colors radiate in my mind. And I am grateful, yes, I am grateful. Yeah, you shine like the northern lights. Your colors radiate in the night. And I am grateful, I am grateful. Yes, I am grateful, forever grateful. You're a rare kind, and I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Are you guys local? Who's from around here? Okay. Oh, awesome. Couple travelers. I also grew up here. This is home. But I also have lived I went to school in Maine, and then I lived in Boston for a while. And you kind of learn that home is less about where you live, right? And more about the people that you get to share life with. So that's why I wrote this song. It's called Home Without Walls. 'Cause home's where the heart is, 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 home's where the heart is. You built me a home with no walls meant for keeping me in. There's no roof to stop me from soaring. There's no locks on these doors, they are always open. And this foundation is forming my bones. You built me a home, you built me a home. And when I'm alone, I'm not alone. I'm never alone in this home. 'Cause you built me a home with no shades, so the sun always shines. And there's no insulation, our warmth is inside. There's one thing you made sure of, that's that we always had lights. We have light in this home, light in this home. And when we have nothing, we still have everything. There's no such thing as nothing in this home. 'Cause you built me a home with no borders, no property lines. There's no taxes we owe on this beautiful life. And if homes are the hardest, thank you for living in mine. I love this home. I love this home. You know homes where the heart is, 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 homes where the heart is. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You can sing that with me if you want to. 1, 2, 3. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, they can't take your sunshine away. No one can take your sunshine away. Thank you. It feels good to sing, right? Feels good. There's something very powerful about singing. I love it, but I'm biased. This next song is a song I wrote when I was living in Boston. I co-wrote this one with a songwriter. His name is Jordan Reynolds. He lives out in LA now. He's very talented. If you like original music, check him out. But we wrote this. It's called Just 'Cause I Can. And maybe you can relate to these lyrics. They say, just 'cause I can doesn't mean I should. Just 'cause I can doesn't mean I should. Just 'cause it shines doesn't mean it's good. Hit the road in my brand new Benz, leather cool beneath my hands. Got a monthly plan, I'm out $100,000. That used to be 50 grand, but we had to change it because of inflation, you know. All my friends act so impressed, tell me I'm killing it, but they know the truth and all I have to lose. This is me at my worst, haunting me at my best. But just 'cause I can doesn't mean I should. Just 'cause it shines doesn't mean it's good. I don't know why I do this every time. Always seems I'm falling again. Just 'cause I can. Oh, 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 oh. I learned young not to play with fire. Then I met you and you took me higher than a bird in flight. But something wasn't right. No, I never should have even let you start. Always knew you'd break my heart like you break the rules. Yeah, you're so cool. Always me at my worst, haunting me at my best. But just 'cause I can doesn't mean I should. Just 'cause it shines doesn't mean it's good. I don't know why I do this every time. Always seems I'm falling again. Just 'cause I can. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, just 'cause I can. Just when I think I ended it, you walk through my door again with a tempting grin. Shivers through my skin. I feel good when I'm with you. Hold me close, I start to lose myself in you. I get so confused. Well, maybe I'll finally realize that just 'cause I can doesn't mean I should. Just 'cause it shines doesn't mean it's good. Now I know I can do it better this time. Don't need to be falling again. Just 'cause I can. Oh, oh, oh. Just 'cause I can. Just 'cause I can. Thank you. Thank you so much. All the songs that I'm playing tonight are released, and so you can find them on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you like to listen. My name is Katie Dobbins. I'm going to do one more for you before I bring Tyler up on stage with me. This is one of my newer singles. It's a song called Giants. And I wrote this because I have a tendency to feel, maybe anybody can relate, like small sometimes, or like, I can't do that. Other people are better at that, or this feels intimidating, or this problem feels bigger than I can take on. And so this song was sort of like my antidote to that feeling. And it's the reminder that we are more powerful than we think we are. And if there's a giant in your life right now, just think about what your parents probably told you as a little kid. The giants in your closet are just pretend. Your sweatshirt falling off my shoulder. It's too big, but then again, it always was. When did I become so small, living in your shadow? I don't feel the space at all. Feels like I've been swallowed. Don't take too much space, my mind said. Shrink so I don't risk anything. Better to be safe than to be sorry. Well, I'm sorry, I don't feel safe around giants. Maybe it's time I come out of hiding. Acting small just makes me good at lying. Just so you could think that you're the giant. Your cologne washing off my shoulder. It's overpowering, but then again, it always was. Now that I am coming clean, shedding everything but me, renewing all my skin. Tell me, are you panicking? Baby, do you feel safe around giants? 'Cause I think it's time I come out of hiding. Acting small just makes me good at lying. Just so you could think that you're the giant. But you're no giant. Don't take too much space, my mind said. Shrink so I don't risk anything. Trying to protect me, but I know now the giants are make-believe. They're make-believe. So I don't feel afraid around no giants. I know it's time I come out of hiding. Acting small just makes me good at lying. 'Cause there are no giants. There are no giants. Acting small just makes me good at lying. You were only giant in my mind. Acting small just makes me good at lying. 'Cause you were only. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are a wonderful audience, truly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here on a Thursday night. It's not even fully summer yet, and you're out. So thank you, thank you. Thanks for supporting live local music. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guests. So you are at a Loft living room session. And this is a show that Bob and I created to feature touring artists who are doing cool things, and it's kind of a combination of a music show and like a podcast style chat. All right, so before I bring Tyler Nail up for a chat, I'm gonna read his bio. I hate it when people do this to me, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it to you. Just so you guys know what you're in for. So Tyler hails from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He is a dynamic Americana songwriter whose story-driven songs capture life's depth, darkness, and beauty. His songs deliver vivid stories with colorful cinematic clarity. Nail is a wiry figure with a dark, prominent beard. Yep, that looks like you. He marches around club stages like he can't bear to stand still. His voice is rough, loud, and unmistakably Southern. His two-finger Piedmont-style guitar playing weaves intricate compositions that carry both rhythm and melody. He's been an artist and performer since 2008. He's toured heavily, landing song placements in film and TV, and he's released multiple LPs, which are albums, EPs, and singles, including his newest release, which we're going to talk about tonight, came out this year, Family. Would you give it up for Tyler Nail? Hi, I'm Katie. I just moved positions, still me.
All right, hello, 1, 2.
You're like, that joke wasn't that funny. I'm not gonna laugh. I get it. That's all right. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, I enjoyed your piano playing.
Oh, thank you.
And of course your songs.
Thank you very much. Well, I enjoy you being here. Tyler drove all the way up from Rhode Island to be with us tonight.
Yes, I currently live in Providence. I just got back from a trip to North Carolina. I just got back a few days ago, and am excited to still be traveling and be joining you folks in New Hampshire.
Yeah, thanks for making the trip all the way up to our little town. We really appreciate it. And so you're from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. You grew up in a musical family. Can you tell us about that, and tell us about like your first experience playing music and when you realized that you sort of were developing a love for this thing?
My father was the drummer in the church that I attended as a kid, and my mother sang in the choir for that same church. And after church, I would walk over to my dad's drums, and he would kind of sit me on the stool there, and I would bang on the drums a little bit. And that was always really exciting, and I felt like I was kind of being like him, and that was thrilling. And then, but when I would go home, he would give me some drumsticks, and I would bang on pots and pans and basketballs and pillows. One basketball in particular hit me back when I was hitting it.
Oops.
So I learned a lesson there, but drums were my introduction into music. They're my first instrument and one that I speak fluently. But all the while, I was kind of, when I would find a guitar, I would just mess with it and make melodies. And music was something that was very celebrated. My dad's a music nut and just a real fan of like classic rock and old country and everything that you can imagine, really. So I got to explore his CD collection to learn about music. And about the age of 16 is when I finally got a guitar, and then it just, I had a love of writing by that time. And those things collided, and songwriting just felt really natural to fall into.
Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Well, I do, but the first song I ever wrote was probably when I was like 8 years old, when I was playing drums. I would write choruses and play drums, but I had no sense of what melody was like. But as an actual guitar player, I wrote a song. I believe the first one I wrote was called Caroline. It was called Caroline, and it was horrible. And I have a recording of it, and I had no sense of how to sing, no sense of how to play guitar. And if that recording were to ever see the light of day, I think it'd be over for me. But
I think a lot of us feel that way who are creatives. Now, was that about a person named Caroline, or was that about North Carolina?
it was a fictional song about a fictional character named Caroline, which I've done a lot of. Sometimes writing about real life, sometimes kind of where the imagination takes you. That one was an imagination. It was like kind of an old, like a country, like a 90s country or prior, just a country western kind of format for a song. Just this is what's going on, and this is the way I'll twist it into a different meaning at the end. But it was so chaotic and senseless.
Okay, so I assume now you have a songwriting process. This is what you do professionally. What is your process for making songs, or does it still feel chaotic and senseless and they just appear, or do you have a way that you create?
There are a few different ways that I've explored songwriting. One, the primary fuel, I guess, for writing in general, but especially songwriting, is just observation of life and just noticing things. For me, it's a lot about noticing little details in life that might make a moment feel special. Anytime in life I run into a feeling like this is a moment that I want to remember, I try to figure that out through song and try to sort of keep it alive. And so sometimes that's whatever, running into an old friend or a strange feeling you get when you're at a party and you're the youngest person there or the oldest person there or who knows what. Just an emotion that is kind of rare, and I try to capture that. Or it could be something that ties me to my history or my heritage, something that matters to me. I try to capture that into a song, and it unfolds in different ways, usually through playing around on guitar, finding a composition that I like and that speaks to me, and then finding words to pair with that.
I love the way you described that. That was so poetic. I mean, you're a songwriter, so I'm not surprised, but like capturing a moment, and I feel like everyone can relate. Like we're taking pictures, we're taking videos of everything in life that is fun and memorable because we are trying to capture it, but I love the idea of capturing it in a song.
Yeah.
That's a really beautiful way to say that.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
So you have a new album out. It's called Family. You said you write about fictional stories and characters sometimes, and then other times about your real life. I assume I'm making an assumption that Family might be inspired by your life.
It is. There is still some play in there, which I think you guys will hear in the first song that I do of mine. But yeah, for the most part, all of the songs really derived from just true observations of my family, what I know of my family, or experiences of saying goodbye to different family members, or who knows what. But I moved to Providence a year ago, and it was the first time I've lived outside of North Carolina and really lived far away from my family. And I think when I got here and started working on things, the first thing I wanted to do was kind of pay homage to where I come from and to just to have that as a keepsake and to let it be known, I guess, that meant a lot to me. So that's kind of where family came from, and it's riddled with stories that are true to my life.
And what was your family's reaction to this album?
It's mixed because truly there's a little bit of pain hidden in there. But also I think they're appreciative, and I, especially on my dad's side. I have a CD over there in the artwork is a picture of my grandparents just right on the cover from, like the 1950s or 40s or something. And my dad's side of the family was just really thrilled and took a lot of pride in the whole project.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so funny, as songwriters, I write about other people in my life a lot too, but I've never had a song written about me, and I always wonder, how does that feel? Is it awkward? Is it like awesome? Is it, emotional? So that's so interesting. Well, we are going to keep talking a little bit, but would you guys like to hear some music? Be so awkward if you said no. Because that's what we do. We sort of quickly put together a song that you're going to know. It's a song by Neil Young that Tyler chose for tonight. And we just wanted to play something together because, why not? And I like to play with all the artists that come on this stage, so it's kind of a selfish desire of mine to play with you. So thank you for doing this. And he's got a beautiful guitar part worked up.
I'm excited about it.
Let's do it.
I'm going to plug in. All right.
I just learned this song. Excuse me, I need the lyrics.
Take just a little more, I think. That's probably fine.
I have no idea. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we should be good. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. It keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. For a heart of gold, I've been in my mind. It's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. It keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Me searching for a heart of gold, keeps me searching and I'm growing old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Yeah, not bad for learning it in the wine cellar right before the show. That's a beautiful song, and your voice is very cool.
Oh, thank
you. It has
you.
a very cool, I don't know if the word is like timbre or texture, but it's cool. And I can like feel the Southern in your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in there for good, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you're stuck with it now.
Yeah.
You even were like, not bad. That was a terrible impression. You sounded different than that.
That's pretty accurate, though.
So you don't live in North Carolina anymore, but how does being from there influence your songwriting and your musicality?
Oh man, a lot. I think there are things that there are things that influence me that I didn't know about. Only a few years ago, I learned about this thing called the Piedmont Blues, and I knew in the region, like if you're into old time music or whatever, there are pockets there where there are just like world-renowned banjo teachers and fiddlers and stuff. We're just shy of Galax, Virginia. So it's a very musical area, but it turns out there's this style of music called Piedmont Blues that's very much what I do, and I didn't know until I was like in my 20s or so that was even a thing, and that had heavily influenced the way I play guitar. So that was cool, but I mean also there's just it's bluegrass country. It's like it's like, you know, there's just a really rich heritage of music in North Carolina, particularly in the old time tradition, that very much influenced what I do in terms of just kind of writing more in story form and in like lyric heavy music as opposed to, I guess, a more instrumental focused music.
Yeah, that's very cool. So you're on tour. Well, you just got back from tour, and this is kind of like an extension of your tour. And I guess I'm curious, if you remember the first professional venue you ever played at, and then if you could like contrast that with maybe your favorite venue that you've played at now.
Well, I have to throw in this
Besides
detail.
Hermit Woods, obviously.
Yeah, which, by the way, this place is fantastic, and I'm so grateful to be here. I have to throw in, just because you asked, one of the first places I ever played was a Taco Bell in King, North Carolina.
Amazing.
The deal was that we could play there, and our payment would be regular price tacos. So pretty much just the same deal as the customers, but they didn't kick us out, so that was good. No, I mean, there's been some really special places that I've played. One was the Gray Eagle, is a little place in Asheville, North Carolina. That's a really, I don't know, just a top-notch place there. Did you say you said the first professional venue? I think the first professional venue I ever played is now called the Ramcat in my hometown of Winston-Salem, but it was called Ziggy's at the time. And one of the first kind of really more professional shows I played was a tribute show to Levon Helm when he passed away. Levon Helm being the drummer and singer of the band, kind of one of my heroes. So that was a big community project that we came together and tributed him, and that was kind of what made me start really working more heavily in my region.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If anyone has I have never done this before, but if anyone in the audience has a question that you want to throw out to Tyler. Oh, I was going to say think about it, but great. Go ahead.
We grew up in Rhode Island and we live here now, and my question is, why Providence?
A girl.
It's always a girl.
The whole crowd understood. Yeah.
That's sweet.
But I like Providence. Yeah, Providence has had some cool things to offer, and too, I had pictured myself kind of living in New England at some point in life, and so this was a great excuse to finally embrace that and do it.
Any other questions? Okay, if it comes to you, raise your hand. I'm going to ask one more,
Okay.
but I forgot what it was. Is there anything else you would like us to know about you? And you're going to tell us a lot about you as you like play your music.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just I'm new to the area. I'm new to the Northeast, and I've been playing in Rhode Island pretty heavily for the last year. This is my first time playing in New Hampshire. This is my second visit to New Hampshire, but first time playing up here. So I'm just grateful that you guys are here. And as we all know, as musicians, it's really helpful for us if you let people know if you enjoy the show or share our music or whatever. So that's the main thing, I guess.
Any other burning questions for Tyler? Maybe after the show, if you, once you hear his music, just want to totally grill him. I didn't tell him this is going to happen, but he'll be over there at the merch table. He's got some CDs for sale, and I have some stuff over there as well. But why don't we get to some music? I want to hear your stuff.
Cool.
I want to hear more of that Southern grit.
Sounds good.
What's your favorite Southern food?
Oh, Lord. We do have banana pudding ice cream. Do y'all have that?
No.
Yeah, maybe that.
Banana pudding ice cream.
Yeah, it's
sounds
really good.
All right. So try it next time you're in the South. Give us 1 second. We're going to push this couch back, and then Tyler's going to take center stage.
All right. Mind if I unplug for a second? All right. I should be good. I got this going. All right.
Tyler Nail.
Very unprofessional moment. There we go. Do you have the legend of John Henry up here? Yeah? Maybe not everybody. So, the legend of John Henry. John Henry was a steel driver. There's a legend of John Henry, a myth of John Henry, who was a legendary steel driver around the time of the advent of the steam engine. And to save some details, the moral of this story was it was not a moral, but the portrait of this story was of the death of the laborer, the death of the working man in the face of modern technology, the steam engine being the most modern technology of the time. And that story really connected to me a few years ago when my dad was looking for work. He was a very capable guy, but didn't know how to use a computer, didn't know how to get on a website to apply for a job, felt lost. And that kind of inspired me to rethink the John Henry story. Daddy didn't have no 9-pound hammer, but he worked himself just the same. Daddy did the job, Daddy made the paper, but they don't know Daddy's name. He could throw an axe, he could throw a hammer, he could pick and shovel too. there wasn't much at all working men would pay for that my daddy couldn't do. But daddy couldn't beat the steamer, no matter what he tried. No, daddy couldn't beat the steamer until the day he died. Until the day he died. Daddy raced the drill, clearing through the mountain and came out the other side. He laid his hammer down, blew a kiss to mama, and he laid right down and died. See, daddy must have known he lost it to the steamer. You could see it on his face. They laid his body down, heated up the steamer, and they put it in his place. 'Cause daddy couldn't beat the steamer, no matter what he tried. No, daddy couldn't beat the steamer until the day he died. Until the day he died. Mama needed food, Mama needed money, and she needed help from me. Times were getting hard, they were getting harder. We were poor as we could be. Well, I could throw an axe, I could throw a hammer, but they said I was a kid. I finally found a job, heating up the steamer, making half what daddy did. 'Cause daddy couldn't beat the steamer, no matter what he tried. No, daddy couldn't beat the steamer until the day he died. No, daddy couldn't beat the steamer, no matter what he tried. No, daddy couldn't beat the steamer until the day he died. Until the day he died. Until the day he died. They killed John Henry, they killed John Henry, they killed John Henry, but they won't kill me, no, they killed John Henry. They killed John Henry, they killed John Henry, but they won't kill me. They killed John Henry, they killed John Henry, they killed John Henry, but they won't kill me, no, they killed John Henry. They killed John Henry, they killed John Henry, but they won't kill me. Always keep one eye on the enemy. Always know just where they're supposed to be. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, and now I keep one eye on the enemy. Mama found me sitting in a rocking chair late at night with blood and water in my hair. She asked if I had anything to say. I said no, and Mama cried and walked away. Always keep one eye on the enemy. Always know just where they're supposed to be. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, and now I keep one eye on the enemy. Mama poured a glass of something clear and strong, turned her favorite country western record on it. She sang along with the lonely sound, and I laid my blade and bullets on the ground. Always keep one eye on the enemy. Always know just where they're supposed to be. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, and now I keep one eye on the enemy. I'm the first to tell you that it ain't no fun to be the man who has to do whatever must be done. It's quite a thing to go from being young to being capable of anything beneath the sun. Mama called my name and said I better run away, and I knew we wouldn't speak again till Judgment Day. I headed walking down that lonely road, and I knew I didn't have to worry anymore. Always keep one eye on the enemy. Always know just where they're supposed to be. I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, and now I keep one eye on the enemy. Thank you, guys. So, I've lost a lot of grandparents over the years. I'm going to play you guys some songs about them. My grandmother's name was Betty, and every once in a while we used to sit outside, and I would just kind of ask her questions about life. And Betty was not a very, like, this is my whole life story type of person. It was vague. It was always kind of vague, and she wasn't one to really, like, brag about herself or anything. So I would just kind of piece together little stories. She would tell me little things that, like she told me once that her cousins and her, when they lived off somewhere where everybody, she told me she just lived where everybody was poor. I don't know where she lived, but she told me that her and her cousins would get these tobacco worms and hide them in her grandmother's snuff can so that they could scare the life out of her, I guess. And she would get a real kick out of telling me about that. And just little mischievous stories. And then when she finally passed, I just was like, man, she was this whole other person, you know, that I never knew. I just knew her as my grandmother. And made me wonder about her life, and this was kind of my goodbye to her. It's a shame you have to go. I wish that you could stick around a little longer. I'm not ready to go home. I'd rather get another round, something a little stronger. once again the story of a little kid in tobacco fields, cussing at a neon sign and carving up a made-up name in a driving wheel. Every year that got away, every word you ever dared to pray, that fell apart. Every face you're thinking of, every time you thought you fell in love, and it broke your heart. Will you tell me about the time a pair of kids were running round an apple farm, smoking daddy's cigarettes and hiding mama's garden gloves underneath their arm? And that night you parked a car to listen to the radio by the trestle bridge, and whispered, I don't want to go to Sunday school tomorrow, and kissing on the lips. Days keep going by. It's getting colder. Stay a little while. We're getting older. It's a shame you have to go. I wish that you could stick around a little longer. I'm not ready to go home. I'd rather get another round, something a little stronger. Thank you, guys. So that was a song about Betty Nail. And I'm going to do a song about her husband, Henry Nail. After the lockdown days, I kind of took on two new hobbies that felt like something I had to do. Took on log cabin building, and I took on gardening. And it turned out I wasn't good at either one of them. Log cabin building was tough. I almost got hurt quite a few times and gave that up so I could keep doing music. Gardening was fun, but the bugs ate way more of my garden than I ever got to. And my grandfather had this massive garden, and I just never knew how. As a kid, I helped him in it, and I didn't think much about it. But as an adult now, I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he was so good at it. But I got to comparing myself to him and thinking about how talented he was, and walking around my property looking at all my dead vegetables, and this song came out of all that. Henry kept a garden, he would grow as much as anyone. He would spend the whole day on his tractor in the summer sun. And Betty, she would call him even though she knew it was in vain. She'd yell off the back porch, "Henry, it looks like it's trying to rain." Dark clouds in a summer sky can be a sight for a sore eye. Henry turned that wheel again and drive his Ford into the wind. And he'd say, "I don't mind the rain falling down across a garden bed. I don't mind the dark clouds rolling in from overhead. Well, I know that sun is waiting for his chance to shine again. So for a little while, I don't mind the rain." Henry built a cabin with oak logs and an old tin roof. Built it with his third son when they had some extra time to lose. They'd sit on the front porch after mowing yards and killing weeds. And they could hear the wind change and the thunder cracking through the trees. Leaves show their underside when they feel the water in the sky. Henry'd stand underneath the tent and greet the rain just like a friend and say, "I don't mind the rain falling down across an old tin roof. I don't mind the time inside if you want to know the truth. Well, I know that sun is waiting for his chance to shine again. So for a little while, I don't mind the rain." It's been years since Henry died and was laid to rest by Betty's side. And when the rain comes down today, it feeds the flowers round his grave. Now I keep a garden just to see what I can figure out. It's just a little garden, it ain't nothing to write home about. I find myself wondering how it was that Henry grew so much. He must have had a green thumb or a Mother Nature Midas touch. Sometimes when the daily yield has turned me red as an apple peel, I see the dark clouds rolling in like a mountain floating in the wind. And I think I don't mind the rain falling down across my burning brow. I don't mind the rain, we really need it anyhow. Well, I know that sun is waiting for his chance to shine again. So for a little while, I don't mind the rain. I don't mind the rain. I don't mind the rain. tuning is the worst. It's always that lull. It's just weird. It's just awkward. So we try to tell jokes, and I've told this one the last few shows. Might as well do it again. So a bear walks into a bar. He says, "I'll have a gin and Coke." The bartender says, "What's with the big paws?" He says, "Oh, I'm a bear." It's a useless joke. But it gets us through the tuning. She lays beside me when the walls are caving in 1,000 different ways. I want to give her every word I've ever said, and I'm burning through the days. Don't like to think about it, don't want to talk about it, but someday it's gonna end. I don't remember how, but we're younger now than we'll ever be again. Taking pictures of the world as it collapses, tattooed and taken by the summer as it passes. Somehow we dance together like the flowers on her blouses, like wind chimes in the weather, like the ghosts in haunted houses. I met Jesus back on Highway 22, and he's still a friend of mine. I met the devil on the way to somewhere new. We still talk from time to time. Don't like to think about it, don't want to talk about it, but they both have things to say. The one I listen to only has to do with the soul I'm trying to save. We're taking pictures of the world as it collapses, pieced back together out of leather thread and patches. Somehow we stick together like the flowers on her blouses, like two birds of a feather, like the ghosts in haunted houses. Sees more in me than I've ever been, and it shakes me back to life. She wants more from me than pretty words and fantasy, and it reminds me I'm alive. Don't like to think about it, don't want to talk about it, but it's all that I can see. And
when I think about it, I can't live without it pulling on me by my sleeve. Taking pictures of the world as it collapses, watching the fields of white through rose-tinted glasses. Somehow we stay together like the flowers on her blouses, like a family in a graveyard, like the embers and the ashes, like the old man and the ocean, wishes and stray lashes, like the summer storms and thunder, little boys and matches, like a deathbed and a last prayer, like the ghosts in haunted houses.
I'm gonna do a newer one. I did just release an album in February, but it was I kind of accidentally or intentionally recorded 2 albums at once, kind of trying to get a jump on getting some new stuff out. And this next album that I release is gonna be my first time pressing on vinyl, which is something I'm really excited about. I'm a big vinyl guy, so stoked about that. More info on that to come in the months to come. Speaking of which, please keep in touch via whatever, Instagram or mailing list or whatever you guys prefer. This is a song called Western Wind.
Since I was a kid, my only kind of friend was running through the clouds, wild as a western wind. Chasing days to come, chasing days gone by, running to the sun, running till the day I die. Since I was a kid, the only home I've known was something I was looking for somewhere down the road. Looking for to go, not looking for to stay. Burning up the road, make some friends along the way. On a trail wide and long, on the way to somewhere I belong. Take the road on to the end, set it down so I can start again. Well, the big gunslinger boys got axes for the grind. I bet they never heard of me, but they're all friends of mine. I'll see them where I go, running across the plains. We'll stop and say hello, shaking hands and trading names. On a trail wide and long, on my way to somewhere I belong. Take the road on to the end, turn around and come back home again. By my side, my little honey girl, turn her loose and watch her run, chase her around the world. I wanna see her there, showing off a grin, her pretty flowing hair blowing in the western wind. On a trail wide and long, on our way to somewhere we belong. Take the road on to the end, settle down in the wild western wind. Since I was a kid, the place that I belonged was running like a Mustang on the shores of Galveston. When my body's in the ground and my story has to end, I'll be up in the clouds, running wild as a western wind. I don't know a ton about the deepest, heritage that I have. I got to know a couple of my great-grandparents. Cristobal Ramirez was my great-grandfather. He was from Cuba, and he was born 1897. He lived till the year 1999. He lived 102 years, almost entirely through the 20th century. And I think about that so often, just all the stuff that he saw in his lifetime, from, the advent of cars to 9/11. It's like so much happened in between. And I used to go over to my grandmother's sister's house, and there he'd be in his hospital bed, all wrapped up in gear, with a winter hat on, and he had throat cancer. He couldn't speak to us anymore. So we would go in, and all the great-grandkids would just say, "Hola, abuelo," and he would just smile at us, and he would make this clicking noise, and that's how he would kind of acknowledge us and semi-talk to us. And that was him. And that was how I knew him. And I've heard stories of him and stories of Cuba and what that was like, and I've heard stories of my great-grandparents and my heritage on my dad's side too. And again, in the sort of isolation days, I was writing a lot, and I was thinking a lot about heritage and thinking a lot about history and what led to me. And I wrote this song, and at first I was like, I don't know, but the more I played it and the more I shared it with family and stuff, the more I fell in love with it, and it's just been a meaningful little song to me and mine, I guess. Well, my grandfather's grandfather had hands made out of leather, and his arms were white as snow upon a hill. Through the dusty storms and thunder, he'd worked the fields all summer. Then we left him in his father's will. And he bore a son named Henry, who bore a son named Henry, who had 4 sons as different as can be. And as long as he was able, he kept food upon the table, enough to feed his 4 sons' families. Will you go to church on Sunday, be in the field on Monday? Will you be sure not to take more than you give? Will you grow the things you need? reap the harvest, sow the seed. We show the next to come the way to live. And my grandmother's grandmother had faith unlike another, that she gave to her entire family. My grandmother fled the island when the communists went violent and set out on a life of being free. And she worked hotels in Miami, DC, and New York City, and moved to Carolina for to stay. And her parents fled the island, moved in the house beside them, and thank God for their family every day. Will you go to church on Sunday, be in the field on Monday? Will you be sure not to take more than you give? Will you grow the things you need, reap the harvest, sow the seed? Will you show the next to come the way to live? If I ever am a father with a wife, a son, and daughter, well, I hope that I'll be worthy of the name. There was so much blood and passion that was spent to make it happen, and I hope that I can carry on the flame. But I don't go to church on Sunday, I work 9 to 5 on Monday, and sometimes I take way more than I give. I don't grow the things I need, I have yet to sow the seed. I'm still looking for the way I'm supposed to live. Yeah, I'm still looking for the way I'm supposed to live. Thank you, guys. I'm probably going to wind down soon. I've got a few more I can do. I've got one. I'll do this one. I'll do this one. This is off a really weird concept album that I did. This is the only song I still play off of that album. I probably have one over there. I don't recommend buying it. But you could stream it. It's just so not anything like what you guys have seen me do tonight. And you'd be like, I can't believe he sold me this. Hey, we're gonna die someday, and there's not a lot to say to make that all seem any more for real. But if I'm gonna die someday and give all my time away, there's a couple things I need while I'm still here. A beautiful girl to know who lets me feel miserable, who whose body makes me lie awake at night. Someone who seldom speaks without some profanity, and doesn't think in shades of black and white. Is that so much to ask? And hey, you've got such a perfect way of salvaging my sanity and keeping me from eating my own tail. And I've got some poetry, an average disdain for the man, and a penny you can throw into the well. And life isn't made of dreams, it's just as bad as it seems. A bunch of people building swimming pools in hell. But it makes sense to me, if we've gotta burn my love, at least we'll have a story worth to tell. Does that make sense to you? And with all your fire, and with all of my wine, we could send it up in flames, my girl, and have ourselves a real hell of a time. Hey, let's get on an airplane, get ourselves 2 coach tickets for Hollywood, and let's just go. And we'll hit it big someday, buy our folks a couple houses, get them living good. Or hey, let's get on a one-way train, find ourselves a little cabin somewhere west of here, and bid farewell to all of the music clubs and all of the theaters, and the people who aren't into who we are. We'll live off of bread and wine, make movies and write novels. I'll sell knives at the local hardware store. We'll live like retired stars, grow some flowers in a garden, and sleep better than we ever have before. Does that sound good to you? Thank you guys very much. Thank you everybody for being here, and to Hermit in the Woods, which, by the way, I used to be a hermit in the woods. When I lived in North Carolina, this is no joke or exaggeration. When I lived in North Carolina, I lived on this little farm just stuck in the middle of the woods. And when I found this place and found out about it, I said, that's the place for me. That's what I've been missing. Living in a city is not what I'm used to. So I'm glad to be up here among the trees.
I'm going to do one more song so we have a little time to meet and say hello. And I just realized that I'm literally going to do one more song. I wrote this song very recently, brand new song. It is called One More Song. Yeah. Anyway, my name's Tyler Nail again, and thank you guys very much for having me tonight. Been some places in the days of my life. I've played lots of stages late into the night. I play like I'm dying and I give everything, like I only have one more song to sing. If I were approaching the end of the line, if the highway was ending and I'd run out of time, wanna do something to make a good memory. If I only had one more song to sing. Vaughn and Johnny were heroes of mine, and I'd give them a nod with a bit of my time. I'd play something southern, shameless and loud, and maybe they'd hear way up in the clouds. Try to be clever, too much for my good, and I try to be brooding, maybe more than I should. I try to be every good thing I can be. If I only had one more song to sing. Be a devil, I don't understand. When I'm in the center, fiery and free, I wonder if anyone as lucky as me. A moment of glory, a flash in the pan, you can't take it with you. Yeah, but maybe you can. I'd load up my shoulders and carry all I can bring. If I only had one more song to sing. Lights would be glowing, colored and low, and
I would play something simple and slow, and singing along from the floor in the stands, a room full of strangers and my closest friends. The walls would be painted in shadows of black, and one pretty lady be stood in the back. I'd be singing for her and she'd be crying for me. If I only had one more song to sing, I'd be proud as an angel showing his wings. If I only had one more song to sing.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much. Would you keep that clap going for Wayne Sanborn running sound for us this evening? Thank you so much. You were amazing. If y'all like Hermit Woods, which what's not to like, they have a mailing list that you can join and you can keep up to date with all the different events that they have here. Such a variety of music and things. So please give them a follow on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Support this. We don't have a lot of local venues like this in this area. So tell your friends, tell your family, and help us spread the word about this magical place. And thank you so much. Follow Tyler Nail. I'm Katie Dobbins, and thank you for a great night.